Just when you think the bad news can't get any worse. First we lose Dusty. Now it seems we've lost another Hall of Famer. Someone that I've had the pleasure of growing up watching. I'm going to read the article. This is from TMZ. So if this is wrong, I pray to God this is wrong. And I'm asking for some confirmation from my friend. I mean, I all right. I was just about I was shooting some ideas back and forth with a friend of mine on Facebook for a fan fiction I was working on. So I go to CBR and I get a private message from my friend and subscriber Griffoon. It says that Roddy Piper died today from TMZ. Now I'm gonna read the article. So I'm gonna post the article in the link so you can read it for yourself. But I'm going to read it as it's presented. Um, well, let's open up. Roddy entitled Roddy Piper dies at 61. Wrestling legend Roddy Piper has died at the age of 61. TMZ Sports has learned. Piper, born Roderick George Toombs, passed away from natural causes at home in Hollywood. Piper was a wrestling icon, one of the biggest stars in the WWE back in the 80s, and even wrestled WrestleMania 1 back in 1985, squared off against Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. Piper has been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2006, but last November he said he was cancer-free. Roddy was admitted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005 and is one of the top 50 villains in the history of WWE. Roddy is survived by his wife Kitty and their 4 kids, including 3 daughters and son Colton, who was pursuing a career in professional wrestling. And I honestly don't know what to think. I mean, we're just getting off the heels of losing one of the all-time greats, Dusty Rhodes. And now to lose a man who was one of the few people in pro wrestling who surpassed the art that it was in Roddy Piper. I mean, I grew up watching this guy. I mean, he was just so fascinating. He didn't have a catchphrase. He was just so manic and insane. He just had a way about him that just worked with whatever he did. I mean, he didn't have a standard finishing move, a recognizable finishing move, but god damn it, the man could work a ring. And he's one of the few, and he alongside Jake the Snake Roberts and Superfly Jimmy Snuka and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase as those wrestlers who were great but never achieved world title status. And that's a shame, but even today, Piper gets a pop whenever he comes out because he knows how to get the crowd worked up. And even with, I'm sorry, and I'm just, I honestly hope that this is wrong. I'm looking through my I'm looking through all of the dirt sheets, and they're all saying that I'm gonna look up on cage side seats, and I'm gonna look at this. I'm looking this up right now because I really need some confirmation on this because TMZ, well, it's not exactly trustworthy in that regard, but I don't know if they haven't said anything, but I do hope that and I'll just go to the WWE's website. I'm sorry, I just heard about this just now. Uh, and apparently and they haven't shown it. So they may say something along the lines, but I really hope that I'm wrong about this. I really, really hope that this isn't some kind of joke, or this is just TMZ getting their facts wrong again, because if it is, this is that, then this video is just a bit pointless, but it's not me. I mean, I, I know, I mean, going further about Piper, he parlayed his wrestling into a moderately successful movie career. I mean, so Hogan has appeared in a lot of movies, same as Piper, but Piper is more iconic in pop culture because he started one of the greatest horror movies ever made, John Carpenter's They Live. He had one of the greatest fist fights in the history of cinema with Keith David in They Live. He had one of the most quotable lines from that movie that was copied by Duke Nukem. I have come to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. That's Roddy Piper. Duke Nukem didn't come up with that shit. Piper said that shit. And I don't know if I'm alone in this. I loved Hell Comes to Frogtown. If you've never seen Hell Comes to Frogtown, you watch that shit. Roddy Piper shotgunning giant mutant frogs. Awesome. Hold on. I mean, my friend Linda just commented on my post, and she just said, "Oh, that's sad." I mean, like, that just goes to show you that she doesn't really follow wrestling as much, and yet she's so sad for this because Piper is an icon, and probably the best thing I've ever seen Roddy Piper do was an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, where he played a wrestler named Cody the Crusader, who had been separated from his wife and his son, and had been kind of a bastard, but he makes good in the end because he feels like he's dying. And that was some spectacular acting from Piper, and that was his best work as far as I'm concerned. But and if you've ever, I mean, if you've ever watched, and if you've and if you've ever watched a WW, if you, I'm just looking at the comments that I left on my. You know what? I'm gonna check my Twitter. I know this is going off the rails a little bit. I would just want to make sure that this is not just some sick joke or some bad rumor that got fucked up in the rumor mill. I want to confirm this before I say this. 'Cause I'm not, and and so far I'm not seeing nothing. Okay, I'm looking at Xavier. I'm looking at Xavier Woods, and so far no one has said anything. And if I'm wrong, please, I hope that by the time this video comes up on my channel, that I am wrong. I pray to God that I'm wrong, because we just buried freaking Dusty Rhodes. We don't need to bury Hot Rod, but Jesus. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I hope that this is one of the few cases if I post a video, I hope that I'm wrong. Pray to God that I'm wrong. We just finished burying the American dream. It would break my heart if we had to bury Hot Rod. And I'm just gonna post a tweet and hope someone says something. I just hope. Okay. So I'm gonna post this video, and I'm praying to. And if you guys, any of my fans, or what little fans I have, or anyone who just clicks on this channel reluctantly, just tell me in the comments that if I'm wrong, I will take whatever responsibility I can, but I will gladly say that I'm wrong, because we cannot lose Piper. Piper is an awesome guy. Piper is awesome. and we really don't need to lose him. So yeah, I'm not even going to give my usual spiel. If this is true, if this comes out to be true, then all you have to do is just comment on your favorite. Just this is what you got to do. If this is true and Piper has joined Eddie, has joined Eddie and Macho Man and Dusty up in heaven. Just drop your favorite Piper match, your favorite Piper moment, and your favorite Piper role from any movie that he's done. So, or any TV or movie role that he's done. Just drop it below and just